Okay, what happens with the TTB,
Yep.
right? I send you alcoholic wine, you give me non-alcoholic wine back. How does that work?
Yeah.
Well, we receive wine in bond, in TTB bond, and then we have what's called a DSP permit, which is a distilled spirits permit. And so technically, when wine comes to us, it's according to the TTB destroyed. Technically, so that it comes into us in bond and TTB, it's destroyed. We take the spirits and we put those into our DSP, and the outgoing wine then, if it's bottled as a non-alcoholic wine, goes into the FDA.
Hi guys, this is Patel, CEO of Beverage Trade Network and International Bulk Wine and Spirit Show. We are live here in San Francisco, day 2 of the show. I have Matt here from BevZero, the talk of the town, non-alcoholic beverages. I want to go into some basic questions he's been getting. So Matt, let's go right into it. Give me 10 questions you are getting and what are the answers for that?
Yeah, so a lot of the questions we get are, what is the process to make NA wine? What is your process? And the answer to that is, for us, it's vacuum distillation. It's a distillation process. It occurs at a low temperature. We remove the water and alcohol from the wine. In that process, we capture a little bit of the aroma that's coming off, and we can add that back in. So we get a lot of questions about simply just how is it done? Mm-hmm. That's one of the questions we get. We also get the questions about, do you package? Do you do the full process?
Got it.
Right? Can I just say, hey Matt, make me a non-alcoholic wine?
Correct.
And the answer to that is we do the specific process of removing the alcohol. We also focus on product development, so we help people come up with formulations for non-alcoholic wines, but we don't do any of the other aspects. We can help people project manage if they're interested, but we don't have any co-packing facilities.
So just to clarify, the liquid comes in, the liquid goes back.
Yeah, exactly.
Understood.
Wine shipped into us in bulk, and then the other question kind of related to that same aspect is people ask from a regulatory standpoint, coming from a lot of wineries, they'll ask, okay, what happens with the TTB?
Yep.
Right? I send you alcoholic wine, you give me non-alcoholic wine back. How does that work?
Yeah.
Well, we receive wine in bond, in TTB bond, and then we have what's called a DSP permit, which is a distilled spirits permit. And so technically, when wine comes to us, it's according to the TTB destroyed, technically, so that it comes into us in bond and TTB. It's destroyed. We take the spirits and we put those into our DSP, and the outgoing wine then, if it's bottled as a non-alcoholic wine, goes into the FDA.
Got it. So then they again have to file for an FDA approval for that particular product.
Correct. So on the label, and that's one of the other questions we get, do I have to have a list of ingredients and a nutritional label on the back? And the answer is absolutely yes.
Okay.
So non-alcoholic wines have to be comply with the FDA regulations for food.
And pretty much then after that, the whole route to market is as good as a food brand.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and that is one of the other questions too. Is how can I sell this? Do I need permits? Do I need a TTB permit to sell NA wines? And the answer is no.
So if I'm a winery, I can go in California, I can go to Texas and knock door in 7-Eleven and distribute myself in my car.
Absolutely. So, and I think that's been part of the challenge in terms of growth in the NA market is, when will NA products or how will NA products be embraced by traditional 3-tier system and distributors?
Very nice.
Yeah.
What other questions are you getting?
So we'll also get questions about
what's about minimum quantity that you can process.
Yeah, we'll get questions about the minimum quantities. We can do as little as 2 barrels. So 150 gallons is kind of what we love to see people come in with. If on the small side of it, we can go anywhere up from there. Scale is infinite in terms of volume beyond that. And we do develop and a lot of the, I would say, really cool, interesting things that are happening in NA space are happening on a very small level yet, because it's frontier-driven entrepreneurs that are coming into the space and seeing the opportunities, and it is the larger traditional wine brands that are slower to embrace the area, although I think that is what's coming down the road.
For a retailer like bartenders and sommeliers, like real small buys like a pallet or maybe 10 cases, if they want to add a product, is there a way, like, do you work with wineries and you to provide solution to the retail?
I think, we get a lot we actually get a lot of inquiries from restaurants and even distributors or large retailers asking, can we assemble some sort of portfolio of NA products? Because I think that is the best way that NA products sort of work in terms of presenting them to retailers is as a group of products.
True.
But our main mission is really, we'll try to turn that over to brands that we work with or things like that. Our main mission really is to focus on the process itself and not so much on the marketing and sales side.
So you said one good point. You've seen a portfolio offering is much better. So let's give me a good mix of 3 portfolios. If someone's starting into this space, what would be that winning portfolio?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great to have, for sure, spirits and beer in there. And beer is harder. I think most of the large NA beer brands have, pretty robust distribution. But if you can find a craft NA beer brand, that's a winner for sure. And that's actually a good way to open the door because there's so much acceptance around non-alcoholic beer already.
Understood.
Spirits on the back side of that for zero-proof cocktails, I think is a good option. And I think wine is the one that has the most headspace for growth, but is kind of, at this point, the less accepted option of those 3 categories. But I think it again has a lot of room for growth. So you have to have some sort of NA spirits, early grape beer is a great way to get in, and then wine coming in after that.
What kind of investments, you said large wineries are taking time, but I also think that they are actually looking at a big capital investment. Maybe that's why it's a big decision to bring it in-house, everything. What kind of investments, big wineries need to make just to get started?
Well, I think, if a brand or a winery was looking at doing, bringing the whole process in-house, I think you're probably looking at $1 to $2 million.
Okay.
Is a base.
Yeah, and I mean, today's ROI is going to be much larger, 10 years at least, because the volumes are still not there, right?
Yeah, I think it's tough to without a wide swath of business like that.
Without a chain buy or a big chain coming on board, I think it's going to be a little hard to make that capital decision.
Right, but it will come, I'm sure, and there are people that are doing it.
Nice. What else? Like just any other last one on the trends? Like you did mention what to make for a portfolio, but what are you actually seeing with more depletion? Like between all your customers, who's ordering more?
Well, certainly I'd say in the NA wine space itself, category leader for sure is sparkling.
Nice.
Yeah,
cool.
Very, very parallel to the wine.
Great.
Wine
Thanks,
sector.
Matt.
All right, thanks, Ed.
Thank you very much.